What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update that you guys could probably already tell. It is going down. Just by that title alone, definitely gonna want to see this one, as we got that View host Whoopi Goldberg getting herself into even more trouble. That mess that she stirred up just keeps continuing to escalate, as Whoopi Goldberg is now doubling down on her original stance, guys. I'm excited to get into it. Not straight into it. Just make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we get into it, you guys, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
There seems to be a lot of talk about the dessert I requested for my birthday show. I never mentioned the name of the bakery or the location. It does seem a little odd that when we called a few weeks before my birthday and we were told they couldn't process the order for my birthday because of an equipment failure, but somehow they were able to accept an order of a different 48 of the same dessert when somebody else called without using my name. But it's all okay, y'all, because I enjoyed my delicious dessert and I had a happy, sweet birthday.
Looks like clean.
I mean, guys, can she stop being a victim for one moment? I mean, she is so self-centered, and it shows through this clip. I mean, it could have been an honest, their boiler. Like they said, it's 60 years old, could have went down, but Whoopi Goldberg is so self-centered that it's all about her. I mean, come on, you guys.
Up on aisle 6 to me. Joining us now is Staten Island Borough President Vito Vasella. Thank you very much for being here. We saw you at that news conference. I mean, you lit the crowd up. You have people lining up outside the bakery because they feel bad for what's happened to this institution, the Staten Island institution. Welcome to you. Did that clear anything up, that video with Whoopi Goldberg there?
No, not at all. In my opinion, first of all, the story here is Holterman, the family is wonderful. They're the salt of the earth. They've had a business for 146 years. Not many people can say that. They have an impeccable reputation. People love them and their business. And then this woman went on national television and basically misrepresented what happened. And, you know, to have a platform like that and disparage, potentially, arguably defame a business that has no recourse in the court of public opinion, and they were devastated. And what we said, we were going to stand up for those businesses, and we're not going to take the abuse. She may have had the bully pulpit, but she came across as a bully, if you ask me. And the family, not being used to this, said, you know, what do we do? So the Staten Island community stood up and stood strong and stood up for the Holterman family, the Holterman bakery. And I commend the Holtermans for just having the grace to take the high road. And the Staten Island community stepping out, waiting online hour after hour to say we support Holtermans. But it could have been any small business. It could have been anybody who was attacked on the national airwaves.
And that's a very great point. You got to think about how often ABC allows these ladies to get up there on the set of The View, slander and defame the name of individuals, and now they've moved on to trying to get establishments canceled also. And we have to draw the line somewhere, and I feel like there should be some type of accountability on the end. Whoopi Goldberg, she won't even acknowledge the fact or even issue an apology. We've seen that she is doubling down, almost asking for a lawsuit to come after her slanderous defamation of this whole staff. I mean, it's not right
to say we support Holtermans, but it could have been any small business. It could have been anybody who was attacked on the national airwaves for something they didn't do.
You know, as a reporter, I step back from the story and I say, well, you know, could have something happened there that maybe we didn't see? Maybe there was somebody, this is just me asking you, based on the facts that you have at hand, could there have been somebody behind the register who didn't like the idea that this was for Whoopi Goldberg and said, not today?
So the facts are the boiler that they had in place that they need to make the cakes was about 60 or 70 years old. They were planning on replacing it. They didn't know how long it would take to replace. So Jill Holterman actually did the right thing by telling the woman, we can't commit to it. We would hate for you to have a birthday party and the boiler would still be down. So, you know, go someplace else. And then the boiler was fixed, probably in less time than they anticipated, and then people could buy cakes again. She was not the only one that was declined.
So they send somebody else in there
after the fact.
After it was fixed.
Correct.
And so she connects the dots and says, oh, they'll serve them without my name attached to it, but they wouldn't serve me.
Yeah, and she wouldn't, the old expression, she wouldn't accept the truth. And somehow it was this, perhaps a degree of self-absorption that everybody thinks of politics every day. We just heard Jill. Her and her workers are at work sometimes 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to prepare every day. You think she really cares about politics? Her customer base or across the board, she wants to do well in business. My main
Exactly. If you're a smart business person, business-minded individual is not going to discriminate. A green dollar is a green dollar. I'm not worried about your politics at the register. Crazy lady comes in talking about it's all because of her politics. It just does not make sense. How do these ladies get to continue on like this? No recourse of action whatsoever. Like
politics, her customer base or across the board, she wants to do well in business. My main concern was that this woman took to the national airwaves and sought to destroy a company.
She didn't say the name of the company, and I'm not.
Whoopi didn't name drop the bakery, but she did throw a hint out there. Literally, their specialty cookie, the Charlotte Russe, the only Staten Island bakery that makes the Charlotte Russe is Holterman. So she basically gave the name out there without having to do it. I mean, come on, you guys, no excuses.
Sought to destroy a company.
She didn't say the name of the company, and I'm not defending her in any way, but she didn't say it then. In her clarification on Instagram there, that video, she also didn't say the name of the company, and she reminded people she didn't say this. So the question now is there a case of defamation as the legal in the proper legal format? I'll put this up on the screen. This is Jonathan Turley's take. He says why defamation suit against Whoopi Goldberg could be piece of cake. The implied accusation against the bakery could fit into a per se category of impugning business or professional integrity. Goldberg's statement was clearly meant to impugn the reputation and professional standing of the bakery. It can be argued as defamatory per se by implication, says Jonathan Turley.
Got to respect that opinion, and I don't think if it went before a jury that people would think differently. Although she did not mention the name, in a matter of minutes or hours, it was deduced that the company itself was Holterman's. And again, I get back to, it was a misrepresentation of what happened, and rather than give the benefit of the doubt to the business owner, she goes on national television, and by the way, the first calls that the family got were not nice calls. They were borderline threatening calls.
Wow.
And it was at that point we stepped up and said, we're not going to take this. We're not going to let this poor family suffer at the abuse of somebody who's going to seek to disparage, potentially defame. And you never know. If they didn't have a good reputation, that business could be destroyed. How is that good in this country? And it happened to be Holterman's. It happened to be on Staten Island. We happened to be there to support them. But this could have been any business, small business around the country.
And they happen to make a dynamite Charlotte Russe dessert.
Food.
So I've heard.
And he's very right in saying this could be anyone this could have happened to, Whoopi trying to use her large platform to overtake, destroy, and defame this company's reputation. We cannot just gloss over this like, we brought attention to the situation and she could go on her merry way. No, we need to make sure that they go ahead and hold her feet to the fire on this one, because it seems like those ladies on The View particularly, it seems like ABC just lets them get up there and do whatever, defame, come after, attack, destroy folks' reputation, their great names, they've worked hard for 140 years, over 140 years in business. This bakery has been, and Whoopi Goldberg, so self-centered. Feels like the whole world revolves around her. She's making a big fuss, trying to take this company down. I mean, come on, you guys. We've got to stop and draw the line somewhere.
Have you talked to the family? Do they have plans to file a lawsuit?
I have spoken with the family, but not about litigation. That'd be totally, that's in their court.
And how's business? People lining up at first.
As I say, I got to commend the people of Staten Island, but we got calls from around the country. The Holtermans did, around the world. People from Europe have been weighing in, people from the Philippines, all over, to say, because they see this for what it is. They see this as an abuse by somebody on somebody who's just trying to go out and make a business. And if the Holtermans didn't have an impeccable reputation for this 146 years, who knows where this would be, but the people know who they are and they step forward. So business, fortunately, has been booming. So any attempt to abuse them has backfired tremendously.
It sparked a lot of conversation about what happened there, and it does appear that she sort of doubled down in that video. It could have just been I'm sorry if I incorrectly drew the conclusion, but it seems she said something just was odd
Why in this day and age of social media would you ever fall on your sword and say, you know what, I got it wrong, I'm really sorry, I will, every birthday from now until the day I die, I will make sure that I put in my order for the Charlotte Russe cake from the fabulous Holterman's Bakery. No, you got to keep up the fight, because that's the way it is these days. Nobody ever admits that they were wrong. But I think that to speak to Mr. Facella's view, I think the strongest statement, I mean, you can talk about litigation, but I think the strongest statement that could possibly be made is the statement that came from the Staten Island community and the way that they gathered together to support that age-old business.
And lined up around the block. Amen.
Yep.
All right. Thanks so much.
Yo, there we have it, guys. It seems like Whoopi Goldberg is just asking for it at this point. She is doubling down on her stance, saying that the reason why she did not get her Charlotte Russe the first time they were ordered is because she was discriminated based off her politics. I just cannot believe the fact that she can't see past herself, see that there are actual inconveniences, occurrences that happen in the real world. She just really believes that the world revolves around her. It's the ego, the self-centeredness. She just cannot let it go. She's had ample time. I mean, doing another video and doubling down, she could have done that video just as easily and said, hey, I'm sorry for any trouble that I may have caused. Now she's just abusing her platform. She's doubling down, trying to send more and more of her supporters at this local bakery. At this point, what else is Mrs. Holterman to do? We got big bad Whoopi using and abusing her platform in order to try to destroy, slander, and defame this smaller company. I mean, she's worked her entire life. Her family has worked their entire lives to become a staple in this community. And Whoopi waltz in there and thinks that because it's her birthday, she can get them canceled. I mean, come on, you guys. We need to see some recourse, some consequence, penalty for her actions, guys. Someone's got to step in and step up. Definitely hop in the comment section though. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one.